Hi guys! Today we will learn how to submit put request with a JSON body. We will be automating update booking request. First of all, for those of you that do not know, put request is used to update existing resource and not just update some fields in existing resource. It updates full resource. Basically, put means replace. So when we send put request to existing booking ID, we completely replace that booking ID with new booking ID. This request is similar to create booking request. It also should have a request body with all the fields. The difference is the ID in the URL and that this request requires authentication. And when we scroll down, to look at response example, we basically should get our booking with new updated information. As I said, our update booking request will be very similar to create booking request. So instead of just creating new empty class, let's copy create booking test, paste it here, and rename instead of create, update. Okay, let's open it. And also let's rename the test method instead of create, update. So here we use this create booking method that we created before, which will create new booking for us. So in our update booking test, instead of updating some default booking or some booking created by somebody else, let's just first create new booking and then use the ID of this new booking that we just created to update it. This means we leave this part here, but from the response we need to get the ID because we will use it to update it later. So let's get ID. So integer ID response dot JSON path dot get integer get int. Now the path gonna be next. Let's actually go here to create booking endpoint documentation and scroll down. So as you see here, a response contains booking ID and booking, and we need booking ID. So let's copy the name of this variable and paste it here. So get booking ID, semicolon. And let's rename our variable to booking ID also, so it's consistent. Now we can use this booking ID inside of the URL that we will update. So step 2, actually let's add comment. So step 1 will be create booking. Then step 2, get booking ID of new booking. And then next step will be update booking. And as I said before, put request is basically the replacement of all booking. So let's go to this create booking method and let's copy all of this because we will basically do all the same steps. We will create new JSON body with new data and then send and then get new response, but here instead of post it's actually gonna be put and the new URL. But the rest gonna be basically the same. So let's copy all this code and let's go here, paste it. Okay, so yeah, create JSON body and then update booking gonna be here. I will push Ctrl+Shift+F on my keyboard to make it a little bit nicer. So now let's change the data. So it used to be Dmitry Shishkin that paid $150 for the hotel. Well, actually reserved the hotel for 150 because he didn't pay any deposit. And let's change it to Olga. Olga is my wife, so she gonna rebook. So Olga found new hotel that is gonna be a little bit cheaper. Let's do the same dates. But she found a better price, so she booked different hotel. And let's say she paid the deposit. Baby crib gonna be the same, booking dates gonna be the same. So now response, let's actually rename this variable because we already have one. So this response gonna be response create, and let's rename it here and here. And this response gonna be update. So response update. So response update equals rest assured given. Content type gonna be the same. Body gonna be the same. Well, not the same, new body with new information, but we do not have to change anything here. Now instead of post, we're gonna use put method. And the new URL. So let's go back to the documentation and let's copy this URL here. Copy and replace the old one. Now, the only difference, we are not gonna be using ID number 1 or any other static ID. We actually have the ID of our booking that we want to change. So let's remove this number 1 here, space plus space, booking ID. So this will automatically add our ID to this URL and we will update booking with this ID. And verifications gonna be the same, except we no longer have response variable because now it's called response update. So let's replace all these variable names. Like so. And we need to update our verifications. Well, actually, again, as I like to say, never trust the test that never failed. So we actually supposed to get response with new booking, but you see booking dot first name. If we go to documentation, we no longer have this booking. We had it in create booking response, but not here. So here it's just first name, just last name. So let's remove all this booking dot from our JSON path. So here booking dates dot check-in, booking removed here, booking dates dot checkout, and here. Now, so first name, well, let's leave all our verification like so, and let's see. So we changed name, but last name gonna be the same. We changed total price and we changed deposit. The rest of the information gonna be the same as in original booking ID. So we should have 1, 2, and 3 failed assertions. One more step I forgot to add. Let's print our second response because I just noticed that we do not have this print here. But so instead of response create, let's print response update and save. But also, before we run, as I said before, update booking request requires authorization. But let's try and run it without authorization and see what happens. So right click on update booking, run as, test ng test. So test failed, status code should be 200, but it's not. Expected 200, but found 403. And if we go to console, so we see first response printed. So this is response of the create booking endpoint, and we see we created booking ID 29 with all the information we provided. But second request failed, and the only print out is the word forbidden. So we cannot update booking without authorization. So let's continue working on this test and finish it in the next lecture.